Hey everyone, welcome back. It's the Filmsmiths. I'm Nick.
And I'm Abby.
Today we're going to talk to you about Rosewater, also known as Jon Stewart, What Have You Done? The movie. So Rosewater is the debut film directed by Jon Stewart, host of The Daily Show, and it's about an Iranian journalist named Maziar Bahari, real guy, this is a real story, by the way, who was in Iran covering the election in 2009 for Newsweek magazine. He is then imprisoned and wrongfully accused of being a spy against Iran, and the film is just about him being in this prison for, I believe, 118 days is the number that pops out into my mind. And boy, for a first film, I think it's very, very good. This is a pretty tricky subject to tackle for your first film, and I think Jon Stewart does it very well.
I personally went in blind. I remember when this was a news story, and as I was watching it, I started to remember, but I did not know anything. I think, you said you knew about it.
Yeah, I was watching The Daily Show when this was all going on.
Right. And I think, from both ways, at least mine too, especially, is just jarring, because it opens on this regular guy, or this seemingly regular guy, and then all of a sudden he's being taken away, and you don't know why, and it's this build-up, and it's this beautiful execution of not only him being moved into isolation, but us as the audience being isolated with him.
The film does a terrific job of making the audience feel almost claustrophobic as the actor, who is Gael Garcia Bernal, by the way. He is terrific. I know a good amount of people had an issue with him being, you know, a Latino, whereas the character and the actual human are Iranian. I am also aware that this movie probably would not get funding as well because there aren't very many well-known Iranian actors. So I mean, from a production standpoint, do what you gotta do. And I think Bernal does so much justice to the part. He is phenomenal. Just the things that he can do with his eyes alone, I was blown away. Whenever I talk about it, I feel like I'm rambling about how great he is, but I just can't believe it. He does so much work, and I don't think he is appreciated or known well enough for the great work that he does.
Oh, definitely not. I think topping that, so you don't feel crazy or rambly, but he has this series of scenes that kind of get sprinkled throughout the time he's in the prison, where it starts off with him alone in his cell, and then you hear the voice of either his father or his sister, who are both deceased, and
so they're not in the jail with him.
They're not in the jail room with him, but he's talking to them. And it starts off just him alone, and then it cuts to another angle, and his father or his sister, interchangeably, are physically there. Like, there's an actor physically representing them, and then he starts to interact with them. Like, he's laying on his sister's lap, or his father's, I think he puts his hand on his shoulder or something to that effect.
But then it cuts back around, and that other person is gone, and he's just kind of doing this, and there's no one there. And it really, it showcases how you would feel while this is going on. He is actually imagining that there are people there, and he kind of makes us believe it while it's going on.
You touched on it earlier, but the amount of suffocation and claustrophobia I started to feel when we never left the prison. We went to these different rooms, but they became familiar to us, and I'm thinking, because you don't know what's going on in the outside world, even though technically we do, going on simultaneously, but it's just such an interesting look from what the world was seeing at the same time versus what Bahari was seeing, which was just about nothing. And
even though, knowing more about the story, I knew that he was going to get all the media attention and Bahari was going to get out, I still found myself several moments just gripping my hands really, really tightly, because I didn't know specifically what was going to happen. I didn't know what his torturer could do to him. And it's such a show of strength in a human that under all these circumstances, Bahari was still able to find humor and keep his wits about him. And he would kind of make subtle jokes that his keepers wouldn't quite get, or he would tell stories that were very clearly lies, and you could see, Bernal in his portrayal, he would say a thing, turn away and kind of smile and go back to making up this story to save his own humanity in this prison. And it's such a show of hope. It's a very hopeful movie. It's not pessimistic in the end on how he was treated. It's very hopeful that we're gonna kind of fix this issue and free more wrongfully imprisoned journalists, which is terrific.
So, how about that review?
Ever since I first heard about Rosewater going into production with Jon Stewart directing, who I love, I was very excited about it, and I was following production news, and as soon as I found the chance to go see this, I went out of my way to go do it, and I really, really enjoyed it. Jon Stewart, having a closer connection to the story than another director would, I think, does a phenomenal job of portraying it. Is it a perfect film? No, but is it a fantastic debut film? Yes. I'm going to give Rosewater an 8.5 out of 10, and I'm going to buy it as soon as I can.
I agree. I want this to be a part of my DVD collection. As someone who didn't know that this was going on when it was going on, I mean, I was a senior in high school. My mind wasn't really worldly at that point, but this as a piece of art, as a piece of emotional cinematic art, is just that. It's beautiful. And that being said, I have to give it an 8. Solid 8. Nice job, Jon Stewart.
You done good, kid.
You done good.
So if you've seen Rosewater, let us know what you thought about it. Did you agree? Did you disagree? Leave a comment in the section below. In the description box, you can see our Twitter handles. Also, Zach, who's a big old dummy and isn't here today. You can still talk to him if you want, I guess.
But if you don't want to do that, you can subscribe to these guys, because they do quality stuff here. As someone who has seen it from both sides. I'm subscribed to you, did you know that?
I did.
I am. And you should be too. So just take care of that right now. Just take a minute.
And you know what? If you give us a comment telling us a film we should review, well, we're probably going to do it. We're going to watch that movie and review it for you, because we love you. And maybe we'll give you a shout out. Screen cappy comment, say, this super cool person told us to do this movie review, and here we are. Think about that. That about wraps it up for this one, I think. I'm Nick.
I'm Abby. Damn it.
And that's The Oven.
Pizza!
See you next time. We're keeping the ending.